Ви не маєте меду. О, мій мій там. I wanted I'm sorry, that's it.
Okay, proszę.
How much is that?
Which one?
How much is it?
It's 65 cents.
All right. По скільки є ці рекорди?
4,50 для вас, спешл.
О, для мене спешл?
Є, бо то 4,95.
Так?
Я вам даю 4,50.
Вари, це вже так негарно.
13,50. Говорить, я навіть не чую вам так. Ви знали. 13,50. Yes. My father was a businessman. He was selling property and buying all property, you know, house and moving to another village. I don't know the reason why. I didn't like it. I think mother didn't like it, but because every time he sold more property and bought less, and what money was left, he spent with his friends in saloon. So no, I think that was not good. But now, when I am in America, I am thinking that he was the best thing that could happen. Because if he would be prosperous, take care of the business, a house, and always buy more, I would be home. And I would be there, and I would be dead by this time, sure. So no matter what happens, always happens for a good, if you believe, you know, and that's what it is. So now I appreciate that father was like that, otherwise. So when I had a brother, John, 4 years older, and of course we didn't have much to do home, so he was studying to be a miller, and then there was not much money in it. He went to Prussia and to work for summertime and came home for winter, and then next winter he went to America and to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and 1 year later he sent the ship cart and asked me to come. So my mother sold the last cow, poor thing, and gave me $25 in a pocket, and I went to America. I was 15 years old.
You came by yourself?
Myself. But there was a friend, there was a lot of people, and the Ukrainian people too. So, and I came to America in Wilkes-Barre. So I started Pennsylvania.
No, when?
1910.
1910.
So I start to work in a shop, in the mines, all over. I tried to do everything till 1913. 1913, shop that I was working closed up on account of Ford, because Ford started to make automobiles, and that shop was working carriages for horses. So they didn't need it no more. So I lost the job on account of Ford. So I came to I wrote to New York letter, and the friend says, there is 7 million people, there is a room enough for you yet. So I came here, and I started to work restaurant. But meanwhile, I already was selling books. I brought some from Europe, prayer books or something like that. There was not much. I was here. When I come to New York, I start to do it, but to go house to house, well, you couldn't make it. You make 40 cents, 50 cents a day. So I had to go to work. I started to work in a restaurant, and I liked so much restaurant work that I could eat everything I want, because in Wilkes-Barre you couldn't spend more than 25 cents, 50 cents. You make $1 a day, so you have to save half of the money to send to Europe to mother. So here I don't have to pay for food, so I ate everything I could get. But I didn't like nothing else except pie, milk, and scrambled eggs.
Very healthy food.
And then I could hardly walk anymore. So I couldn't work in the restaurant. So this time I did quit, and I had two more friends, and we opened up a little store. So we sold there and books and some gymnastic uniforms, because I used to belong to Sokol.
To what?
Sokol, Český Sokol. I belong there. The Czech Sokol, the gymnastic society. So I was there for about a year. First day to make 25 cents. Next day business went down to 5 cents, and then it went up again. And then I borrowed some $300, and I had my own $300, and I started to publish a book. I published magazine, and from that start to sell good. And I had already. Then I used to draw with my partner, one partner, $15 a day, a week. $15 a week. One partner didn't want it, not to do. He used to work in a restaurant and become pretty good. He even had a open up after lunch wagon. He become almost rich. So he quit this business without anything money. So two of us was left. And then I started went in the records business and publishing piano rolls. So nobody else published Ukrainian except I. And so in 1928, I already, store was too small for me over here, and I moved on Avenue A. And I took the store maybe 3 times as big as this one, and I had 12 people working. I sold sold on time payments. And I had a radio program, and I conduct a...
What were you doing on the radio program?
I was talking in Ukrainian. I have half an hour.
Interview?
Yeah. No, I was program. I conduct a program. I play record. Hardly any records this time. Nobody play records this time, except I had choruses, and I had talents, children. I had a pretty good program for 17 years. Meantime, I used to 3 times a week ran dances, radio ball, and I had it. People used to like that very much because I started dance at 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock I stopped, and I had a floor show every time. And whereas I could hire all the people I could get from mostly Ukrainians, sometimes Americans, funny, some, and people like to come, and I had a special advertising. Somehow I like it because I knew this time a lot of lonesome people, they just start to come after First World War to America, mostly single young people. So I advertised for funny. It says, everybody come down and get acquainted, and anybody will, a girl meet boy and married in 6 months, I'll pay honeymoon free. And I had some. I know, but that was nobody. I had a friend on a Pennsylvania border that had a saloon, had a roadhouse, hotel, motel, and he did. My children was there. He didn't charge anything. He says, go ahead, I gave them room free. So there's about 3-4 people took chance. They took it honeymoon free, so I gave them address and they go. They enjoy it, and in fact they are now famous people. So I did this about 30 times, the radio dances, and I put operas Ukrainian and put shows. And then I especially did, nobody do it before or do now, a Mother's Day excursion. So I know those mostly Ukrainian women that time was, and they still are, night workers, cleaners, and all I see them here. They come to church to bless the Pascha or Easter egg, something like that. You can see them nobody else because daytime they sleep and nighttime they work. So I thought I gonna get them. So I started to advertise that one day a year, on Mother's Day, father and children should not let mother work. Just should come to Surma, get a ticket for $5, and bring it 8 o'clock in the morning, and I take care of it. So they did this, and I had about 300 women first time, and I had about 10 bosses. And we went up to Pennsylvania, Pocono Mountain. There was a Ukrainian hotel, and we had their big dinner, and then we have a tea afternoon. Meanwhile, all play, and we had such a kind of mountain there. It was not too rough, and we races on top. And I put prizes on which one gets first to the prize gets that prize. But the woman below lay 50 doesn't win nothing. He could run only after 50. And I took some picture of it. And it was mostly fun. One moment, I was afraid. I even asked doctor, maybe he should go with us. So he didn't go, but he advised, maybe somebody gets sick.
Yeah.
And because I was afraid. But after I find out, one woman said, she was about 75 years old, he said, Surmach, I tell you true. In the morning, I couldn't get up from my bed. My husband has to lift me up. Now, I came 8 o'clock here, and now it's 11 o'clock at night, and all day I didn't rest. I sing and sleep and dance and run and races, and I not feel tired. And say, I don't know what it is. I said, well, that shows when you do what you like, you never get tired.
Ми зараз йдемо додому їсти, ми не будемо ніяко ніде їли, ми йдемо додому їсти.
Oh, yeah?
Ось таке є, вже подібне на мене, але я маю
Ну, друге нема подібне на вас. Ви ще одні такі.
Окей, а ви також так. Дайте мені пачечку грибів сухих.
Окей, ти
Є, так. І дайте мені ту рекорду, що грає. Маєте?
Є, маємо.
Прошу мені ту рекорду і фунт маку.
А який мак?
Мелений, бо я не маю не годна нічого зробити, як цілий.
Я не знаю, чи дістану. Я буду старатися дістати.
Ненька?
Я там з мене. 24. I was already 29 years old, and I was afraid that I might get old, and besides, the girls I liked, they didn't like me, and which liked me, I didn't like them, so I was afraid. But there 2 boys came, and I had a store. I had a printing shop that time already. 2 boys came to the store, and they was fighting. He says, I'm going to kill you if you're going to interrupt with that girl, that's mine. I thought, Mr. Who's so important in New York that they want to kill each other for it? So I asked them, one said, oh, that girl I showed you, she's going to be in the picnic. So when we went to the picnic, and she said, is that work? I said, well, I saw her in the costume. I saw her sometime in the store, but I didn't pay attention to her. But somehow I passed, and she smiled to me. And next Sunday she came to store, just as usual. She come before, but I didn't pay attention to her. She came to store with another German lady to church. They came, but the German lady, her friend, was somehow got dirty in a subway, her white coat. And she was so excited about it. And she says, have you got something to clean? I said, sure, come down. And I took her to printing shop, and I put some gasoline there, kerosene, and a rack. I said, here, clean it up. And I said, here's the key, and I locked it after. So I knew it. I want to impress her that I give you a key. And so she liked that very much, and I saw that that's the kind I would like to have her for my store, because she pays attention so much to the other person and not to herself. And lucky she came. Thursday she came, because every Thursday the girls from the housework had off every Thursday, half a day or something. She came to the store, and she says, I want that you should print for me a list of donators for bells, because Russian took our bells for the ammunition, and we haven't got it in our village. They wrote to her from Ukraine. We don't have bells. So I collected this here list. I want you to print. I look at the
people
list.
to chip in to
That gave money. That gave her money. So I look at that list. I thought myself, I tell you, you don't have to print this. I just make you on typewriter a couple of copies. That's all what she needed, but she thought maybe they have to print. Then she said, all right. So I started to copy, and then I said, if I give it to her, I'm not going to have no address, nothing. So I said, yeah, wait, I have no time to finish. Is that all right? Can I tell you a story like that?
Yes,
You have time?
Yes, sure.
Because that's funny.
That's the most interesting story.
And so I tell her, you give me the address, and I'm going to send it to you when I finish, because I have no time. So she gave me the address, and I finished next day. I sent it to her, and I wrote her to write me back if she likes it, if it's good, everything else. So because I want to know how she writes, how much education she has, and her composition and everything. So after she wrote to me, everything right, thank you, it was very good, you make it, and then so. I look it up, say, well, composition good, handwriting is not worse than mine, not better. It's all right. So, and she's nice. Here it is, that picture there, in the back. That's taken by newspaper in my home, when she was making parade, and that story about it. So
she's a good parade maker?
she was very good. And she was the best. Well, that of course I don't know how the other was, but she was very good. And that's how I got it. So this time I didn't have money, so I know that I couldn't. That I'm not gonna be rich soon, because printing shop and everything. It's just pennies business. It's business, but it expends too much. 8 people work, so I borrowed some $500, and then I bought her a ring. And then for this I married. I took a room on 6th Street, and she looked at the first floor, which is one room. She said, no, I don't want to live here. She stays, in the country of the rich people, so she did. So I told myself, I almost broke with that, but I said, no, I'll say. I had a friend in Jersey and Long Island, and he just built his house. So I went there, and he ran to me. He said, yeah, I'll give you upstairs rooms. And he gave me for $35. So I stayed there. I bought exchange, bought a house there, and I was there 25 years. And then we moved to Jersey.
So you commute into Manhattan?
From Long Island. So, yeah, I did, sure. But then I thought to myself, well, I was already 60 years old. And then I told myself, I like to go back to my soil where I come from for at least 10 years. So I said, God, please, when I look around and I found what I like, and I asked God to give me 10 years to live on the soil, to work in the garden, raise flowers, bees, everything.
Had you done that when you were young?
Yeah. Yeah, I had grandfather has a bees, and has a pretty nice grandfather, not father.
In Ukraine?
Yeah. So, and then 10 years went so fast. So another 10 years, and the 30. Now I say, all right, when I'm 80, I said, God, I don't want to bother you every 10 years. Give me 20 years.
Скільки та є скільки та є чорна ваза? Та є чорна ваза, скільки?
$7.
$7?
Так що? Була. 8.
Ти вам дала скільки?
I like to teach children to become a beekeeper, because it doesn't mean that it's competition. It means it's more popular, more people like it, and so the more they know, the better it is for business.
That's
Easter eggs, and we are supposed to sell only for Easter, but now I see that people buying all the time. Ukrainian women used to do it for thousands of years. Only nobody went into business in it. Nobody would dare to take any money for it.
Because it's a religious...
That's why a religion article. They must be blessed, and sure, and then they would go to church day after Mass, after the Easter. Then young girls usually come to the church, and they play outside, and they bring the Easter eggs, and then they give to the boys they select the nicer boys, they give it to him. And the boys are smart. They take not only from one girl, they take from each girl they could get. And they bring it home, and they show father and mother. And then they select which is his nicer one. And the boy remembers, he said, that's from the girl on the end of the village. And she makes it nice. The mother says, Father, well, that's the girl for you. You better look it up. So that means that's really a Easter egg, it's a Ukrainian girl's business card. Because that's, in the winter time, she's there. That's, I talk about a long time ago. She's there all winter. Some have no shoes, can't go out, just stay home. And there's no work, office work, anything. They usually stay home. So what they have to do something. They make a clothes, they embroider, they do everything else, and then they come to springtime. The spring, the summer is everything is born alive, new. So the egg is a beginning of life too. So and the chicken lay more eggs in the springtime. So they take the egg and they start to decorate. But they just decorate to be nice. They put everything, symbols in it. They put, like this horse, that means prosperity. Tree would be health. And this kind of line, life, never ending.
Infinity.
And tree. And so on. Everything is a love, is a prosperity, is a happiness. Everything is an egg. And this one, the girl gives to the boy, and the boy takes it home and reads it. She wished me love and prosperity and love, happiness. Well, that's what it is. The egg shows that. So my daughter, when she found out, first was a man, 1921, came to my store and he brought me half a dozen eggs, which he made it like they do it in all country. So I took to the store, he showed it to me, he says, all right, you could put it on the window. So I put it on the window at 35 cents. Because hardly anybody, but they stopped because I was near the church, number 34. I had a store, small. So people stop and look at it, but hardly anybody buy this because that's supposed to be you're not supposed to buy it. Next year, I put him on a window. I told him, you know what, I give you window space and you show people how you do it. That's a night. So, and he did. So people start to buy more. They already took to the basket I put, and they went to church and they blessed it. And more. And then some woman, one in Brooklyn, I know Mrs. Wadak and Mrs. Deka and Mrs. Lechovich, they started to make like in Europe. But they make it nicer a little bit. They put more colors because the man just put 3 colors. He put yellow, black, white. And he made it colors from onions, leaves, and from paper himself. So it was not so nice, but the women start to, I usually try to beat men, always. So they make nicer ones. And they brought to store, and we had to sell it already for $1. I sell it. So that was selling it for years, till my daughter was, there is another story about how my wife was dreaming about that the egg came through the sea, and she captured that egg, and she had this vision that some kind of Madonna gave that egg, and then she got it and she gave it to my daughter, and my daughter grabbed it and she said, and the Madonna supposed to say, you take this egg and this will show you what she don't remember what will do with it. But anyway, that was my wife used to believe that because she had a dream and she made. She showed her daughter when she was small how to make Easter egg, and my daughter got interested, and she started to study what it means, and she published after she went to the library, went to Ukraine, she went later. She was at the library, and she found out what it means, and she wrote a little article, 2 sheets paper, what the symbols means, something like that. See, there's everything there. Yeah, and what she wrote on have an Easter egg, and the boys to give, the boys had right to throw water on you, and long time ago they even threw the whole girl in the water. There is a lot of stories, the legend, how that become so popular and so valuable, because sometimes they connect this with religious, like the Jesus was carrying cross, and he fell on the cross, and then Simon was going with the eggs to the market, and then he saw it Christ burn. He left the egg and he went to help him, and then when he helped Jesus, and when they come back, then he looked and the Easter eggs become all decorated personally, and that's supposed to be that's one.
Yeah,
Another one is that Maria was crying, and everything, the tears was falling, and become the rolling all over the world. But we have in the whole country that Easter eggs really is very important, because that shows the devil is chained to the big hill there, and the chain is almost broken before the springtime, before Easter time. But when Easter time, when he sees that people will he put the shelves on the water, because that's broken, they throw the water, they don't step on it. And as they see it, that the shells are going to the sea, then the chain becomes stronger again. So as long as there is Ukrainian people will make Easter eggs, as long the devil, that Satan will be chained with the devil. So that's people all believe, have all kind of beliefs, and they really treasure it. They wouldn't step on it. They wouldn't throw it away. That's how life is. You have to take care of it. Like a nice life, take care of it. And if you drop it, same thing with life. You drop your life.
Yeah.
You throw it away. That's all. You can't.
Oh, me need some. I wanted I'm sorry about that.
Okay, first. Which one?